NBFCs are nothing but non-banking financial companies which are basically conducting the transactions such as collection of deposits as well as issuing the credit or loans. But please understand, RBI basically states that the NBFCs will collect the money in the form of deposits unlike a bank and will issue the loans unlike a bank. Again, this is in a nutshell the definition of an NBFC. But please understand, very recently because of certain financing issues that have cropped up with relation to DHFL and the default of the repayment by ILNFS, there has been a lot of discussion that is happening related to the NBFCs regulation. Some of the books will also refer to NBFCs as shadow banks. Now please understand, at many points of time, it has been seen that one of the reasons of a crisis in an economy or certain destabilization that is created in an economy is said to be the performance or the issue of a shadow banks itself. For example, the 2008 global financial crisis was intensified because of NBFC activity. And very recently, even in case of China, that is between 2013 to 2016, because of the unsupervised activity of P2P lending, that is peer-to-peer lending, there was certain instability created in the Chinese stock market or financial market. Keeping in mind this particular instability created, the Chinese authorities started regulating stringently these particular NBFCs, specifically P2P lending market. As a result of this, the number of P2P players in case of Chinese market abruptly has come down post 2016. So basically, what this particular article discusses is that there is a need of a regulation of NBFCs, specifically from the Indian market, though it is also one of the very important topics being discussed all around the global market. But in case of India, what does this particular article state? It states that presently we do not have a single authority in terms of regulating the NBFCs. There is SEBI, which will regulate certain NBFCs. There is IRDA, there is PFRDA, state government will regulate chit funds, there is a National Housing Board which regulates DHFL, so on and so forth. In simple terms, there are multiple regulatory authorities which are regulating these particular NBFCs. Majority of the NBFCs in India are regulated by RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So basically what you can see is there are multiple authorities, and over a period of time there will be certain issues which will crop up amongst these particular authorities, issues of contention. For example, earlier there was an issue of ULIP, that is basically an investment product which will provide the insurance coverage also. And since it was an investment product, there was a issue between SEBI as well as IRDA. Basically, SEBI stated that since it is an investment product, the money collected from which will be invested in the stock market, I will regulate this particular product. Whereas IRDA basically stated that since it is an insurance product, I will also regulate this particular product. So basically, because of this particular friction between two authorities, the government of India had to intervene and resolve this particular issue. But over a period of time, there have been certain issues because of a multiple regulatory framework trying to regulate the NBFC sector. What this article says is this: the government of India should implement the recommendation of FSLRC, Financial Sector Legislative Reforms Committee, which was headed by Justice Sri Krishna. It is also referred as a Sri Krishna panel or Sri Krishna committee. Although this particular committee has given various recommendations, two very important recommendations that have been referred in this particular article are: 1. Setting up of UFA, Unified Financial Authority. That is, in simple terms, rather than having multiple regulatory bodies trying to regulate NBFCs, why don't we merge all these regulatory bodies, have a single financial agency which will regulate all the NBFCs. For example, this recommended merger of authorities such as IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority, PFRDA, Pensions Fund Regulatory Development Authority, and Forward Market Commission. This has already been merged with SEBI, but please understand the recommendation of the committee was IRDA, PFRDA, FMC should be merged with the SEBI, and you should form a unified financial authority which will regulate all the NBFCs which are earlier coming under individual regulatory authorities. This is one of the very important recommendation given by the Sri Krishna committee. The second very important recommendation given by this particular committee was to give legal backing to authority called as FSDC, Financial Sector Development Council. Basically, this particular authority will take care of any of the systemic concerns or issues that are going to plague the sector or financial sector, and keep on giving certain inputs to all the stakeholders present in this particular sector. So systemic issues or systemic concerns or systemic threats can be overcome or will be overcome with inputs given by FSDC. So these are the two recommendations given by Justice Sri Krishna, and this article discusses all these issues. The next article discusses the issue of cash transfers. Very recently, in the interim budget presented by Government of India, the Government of India has proposed a cash transfer of 6,000 rupees per farmer household. But please understand, when I say farmer household, I am referring to small and marginal farmer. And this particular 6,000 rupees will be given in 3 equal installments. This particular announcement has been done by Government of India. Although the discussion so far in various newspapers was concerned related to what kind of a benefit this transfer will provide to the farmers. But this particular article will provide you the other side of the argument. That is, what if Government of India starts shifting to cash transfers in every other scheme? What are the negative outcomes that you can expect from these kind of a cash transfers? So some of the very important negative points related to the cash transfers which are given in this particular article are: 1. The cash transfers will have certain identification issues, that is omission and commission issues. That is, in simple terms, it may so happen that the farmer who is supposed to rightly get access to this particular subsidy may be left out of this particular scheme. So identification issues will plague these kind of a cash transfers. Second, these particular